Let's compare IPS, OLED and VA monitors. I'm very curious to see what the differences are side by side because, to be honest with you, I've been using all of these three monitors over time and I thought they were perfectly fine. However, as I am looking at them side by side right now, I'm beginning to notice very significant differences. I had to turn off the light just to make sure that we see the contrast, and it is massive. OLED is in the middle, and you can see that the blacks are actually black, and the colors because of it look fantastic. IPS in comparison looks somewhat milky. The VA monitor also has that milky presentation, especially in darker scenes, like this one here. Yeah, OLED is just unbeatable in terms of true blacks and contrast. The difference becomes even more apparent when you use an image like this one here. Yeah, it's just amazing how blacks on the IPS on the left, they look grayish, while on OLED they look absolutely black. I'm talking about pitch black. The VA monitor looks very much the same as IPS in terms of blacks. For some reason it's not as visible on the camera, but I'm telling you my perception. I'm seeing it with my own two eyes. Both IPS and VA look pretty much the same. If we introduce a lot of light into the room, the difference is not as visible, although I can still see the difference. I think it has something to do with the fact that the light is just bouncing off of the matrix on OLED, so the blacks are not looking as black anymore. However, when it comes to color vibrancy, the OLED monitor is still the best. Now I've turned off the ceiling light to make the room lights dimmer, and the OLED monitor begins to win again in terms of true black levels. Take a look at the difference here. On the right you see VA panel, and it has that milky black tint, and once again the IPS panel looks pretty much the same as the VA panel. I guess we found out something about QD OLED monitors today. If you have a light hitting the monitor itself, the black levels are not looking as great because you get that reflection off of the matrix, and as a result, black colors don't look as black as they should. Another thing worth noting is that if you despise motion blur, then OLED monitor will be your best friend, because it has incredible motion clarity, especially compared to VA panels as well as IPS. Fast IPS panels can get close to the OLED display performance. However, those fast IPS monitors cost a lot of money, so you might as well just go for the OLED option. In terms of price, there is a massive difference. This is a $1,200 monitor, that one is $400, and this is $260. The IPS as well as the VA monitors do not have any local dimming zones, which is a downside for those. However, even with the local dimming zones, you cannot compete with OLED because each pixel is controlled individually. So even if you have a monitor that has 2, 3, 4,000 local dimming zones, imagine how many pixels are on this screen. This is a 4K screen. Over 8 million pixels that are individually controlled. The OLED panel can completely turn off each individual pixel, making it possible to display true black colors. So if IPS or VA panels are ever going to be able to catch up to OLED, they do need a lot of local dimming zones. And I'm not sure that it is very viable because local dimming zones add a lot of extra cost. It is true what they say about OLED displays. It will ruin your life if you try it on your desk. I certainly do not want to go back to the IPS monitor or the VA monitor for that matter. So if you want the best out of the best experience watching movies and playing your games, then definitely get yourself a 4K 32-inch 240Hz OLED monitor. This particular monitor is the MSI 321URX. I'll have links to all the monitors I recommend in the description below. But if you don't have $1,200 to drop on an OLED display, then no worries. You can still enjoy your VA panels as well as IPS panels. It is absolutely fine, as long as you don't look at these monitors side by side, that is. Because even though I do not want to go back to the IPS or VA, they are still very nice monitors, especially for the price. You don't have to have an OLED monitor to enjoy your games, especially if you haven't seen them side by side. Before I got the chance to use this OLED monitor, I've completed several games on this VA panel right here, and it was very much enjoyable. But from now on, I will always want to use the OLED monitor. There is just nothing else like it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like if you did. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the IPS versus OLED and VA monitor comparison? Are you going to go for the OLED monitor now? Did I convince you? Let me know. And subscribe for more videos like this if you haven't already. It was I, Vadim. Until next time.